said he doesn't really watch other players to learn what they to do what they do, but rather he watches other players to learn how to beat what they do. And that really makes me hopeful that maybe he's found something in MC's play that he can take advantage of.
Well, Ben, Dignitas Bischu is, of course, our yellow Protoss at the right bottom side of Ohana. SKMC is our Korean Protoss spawning on the left top side. If you guys wonder when did they play, they played very, very recently. By the time we started the broadcast, they were not finished yet with their games. But we didn't want to make it any later than it was for MC, but I believe they played at 5 p.m. Correct me if I'm mistaken, Ben, but I think it was. So these games are extreme fresh. Of course, we are not aware of the result, as we always are, as we don't cast games when we do know the result. You know, Ben, I'm not going to name anything, but once I watched the broadcast, and I really felt that the broadcasters watched the replays before they were casting the games, because I felt like every call they made before it happened was...
Wow, these guys are making great predictions!
Yeah, no, but onto an unreal level where I would be watching and there were many logical explanations, and I just felt like, this is impossible. They're predicting stuff that doesn't even make sense, and they're predicting it right. And I don't know, I kind of as a viewer, because on that moment I just consider myself a neutral viewer, I feel kind of betrayed if I listen to... Does that make sense to you, or do you think I'm...
It does make sense to me.
Because, I don't know, I just found that very awkward.
Raise your pitchforks, Reddit.
I mean, it's a while ago, and of course everybody has their own way of dealing stuff with it. I thought that was very weird. So we are, of course, completely unaware of the result. We wouldn't cast it any other way.
I will predict a result, though.
Yes.
As much as I like Bischu, I do feel that MC is the stronger player and the heavy favorite to win here. I pick
Well,
MC.
Ben, Bischu's cybernetics score, while I was talking about this, is a little bit quicker than the one of MC. And Ben, I can actually talk from my own experiences, because when I was playing a lot of European ladder, I played a lot against Bischu. And I'm also talking a lot with Letot, who's currently living with us. And Todd also knows quite a bit. Bischu is a very, very aggressive player in PvP, Ben. I cannot tell you how often he just made 4 gates Twilight Console, no robo and whatnot. Blinks 1 stalker on top of my ramp and then blinked all the rest as well. And just hoped for the best. And if you play greedy, a player like Bischu will punish you for that.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. Which could be an indicator that... okay, so MC is a guy that also loves to be aggressive, loves to push the action, but he's also a guy that's not afraid to mix it up and throw in that greedy build once in a while. So if he were to do something like that, you can count on Bischu trying to take advantage of it. We're going to have to wait and see exactly how each of these guys chooses to play this one out. Right now, the build's looking similar-ish. Bischu definitely going for a little bit of Stalker action early on, as he's gone Zealot Stalker and might even Chrono Boost out a second Stalker. Yes, he will.
Yeah, this is quite a big difference, as he saved quite a bit of Chrono Boost up as well. Work tab right now shows us 22-22. Ben, there's the Twilight Console.
Oh, Bischu.
Okay, on either side, but MC does have a sentry. Now, there's a weird situation, man, because sometimes I like being the player who has a sentry and sometimes I don't. Because in a fight, the Guardian Shield makes a really big difference, but there are also fights where it's just going to be Stalker only against Stalker only, and this is still 100 gas. 2 more gates being wiped in for MC. I think MC is definitely going to add the Robo, and Bischu is doing the same, I have to admit. I wasn't 100% sure, but Bischu is playing this quite greedy right now. But it is okay to be greedy, because he's outside, man, he's on the map, and if he did his homework, he's even going to fake a 4 gate, by the way. He just picked off a probe, so it's very unlikely that there is a pylon behind him, and he doesn't have to be afraid of anything. I still think this is a little bit risky, considering the fact that Bischu was standing in his base. He's not going to do anything.
Is he going to try to crash that ramp? Oh, it does bait the force field. Which is not a huge deal, but that is sentry energy that MC will not have.
But you know, Ben, I still think this was a little bit risky, because I felt that Bischu was not super active with his first unit. Well, he's adding the 3 more gates, so it's going to be 4 gate Robo Blink Stalker. But imagine if MC would have hided the probe over here, put up a pylon, and MC was actually going 3 gate aggression. That means that MC can warp units behind Bischu, and with the build that Bischu does, Twilight and Robo after 1 gate, you're simply dead. But Bischu was active on the map, and he figured there was nothing behind him.
He also
and then
caught
it's okay.
MC's probe as it was coming out. I guess there's always a
but
chance that the player would send out a second probe.
Exactly. Bischu is going to end up losing this Zealot, but that's not a really big deal. He is going to get a pylon up on the right top side, Ben. That is a big deal, because if MC stays on the map right now, and Bischu is going to be able to warp in from 4 warp
but
gates.
MC's going to see this probe, and MC is the kind of player that should immediately check for pylons.
MC.
Except he's not doing that.
This is risky, Ben. Oh, he's going to check for it right now. He's going to check for it real soon. That's soon enough, I think. Walk up the ramp. MC is going to walk up the ramp.
Of course. Of course, he's the boss toss. And he finds that pylon right away, will shut it down. Man, I kind of feel like it would have been better if Bischu had just hidden that probe.
Yes, and do you know how often we see that? We say it almost like every single game. It's crazy how... actually, I was talking with Todd about this the other day, and Todd said, you shouldn't have sent the probe, because now the other guy will scout for pylons. That's exactly what happens. Right now, Ben, MC has a large Stalker advantage. It's 11 against 7. Now it's going to be 11 against 10 and high ground advantage.
Oh, this is still really close. MC's count of Stalkers is so high. Is he just going to go for it? He does walk right at the ramp. Bischu blinking immediately, and MC says, you know what, I'm just going to back off here.
Good concave.
It was a good trade for Bischu, who kills a Stalker, warps in another Stalker, and now has a Stalker lead.
MC just now, Ben, adding the Robo Bay, while MC was doing all of this out of 3 gate, just out of 3 gates and the Twilight Council. What I actually thought before the game started is that MC would just go 3 gates, standard aggression, and then maybe get either a Robo or a Twilight, but he mixed it up this time. Just one of those things that you say as MC often mixes it up. Because I watched a lot of MC's PvPs on Ohana, and he so oftenly just open up 3 gate, pretty economical, but still bound to deal some damage, because he would get so many units out early on that it's not a straight up 4 gate, but it's not a lot weaker, and it's a little bit more economical, and you can actually transition out of it.
I like that MC's left 3 sentries behind, Kev. Even if there was a pylon out on the map somewhere, as long as he sees Zealots or whatever walking in, he can force feed them out and react to it.
3 sentries is a lot there. That kind of gives me the idea that he wants to go Immortals, as we do see the first Immortal in production. Because 3 sentries is really a lot.
Bischu's expansion going to be substantially faster than MC's, Kev. MC's Nexus really just having gone down. Bischu's already about 2/3 of the way to completion, so he will have a small economic edge.
You know what is a big difference as well, Ben, is that Bischu immediately dropped the Robo Bay. Well, MC did not do that. Now Bischu is producing his first Immortal. If Bischu had one more Immortal, I wouldn't have been surprised if he went for a Warp Prism drop. But I don't think right now that's going to be the case. I think he's just going to make Colossus, unless I'm mistaken. But it seems like it's going to be a Colossus build.
And this could go kind of one or two ways, Kev. If the Colossus numbers get really high, then Colossi are great. But if MC comes and makes a push before that, do you think that could work against Bischu?
Yeah, if there's only one Colossus and Turbulence not ready yet, that's always that scary moment. But once the Colossus count, in my opinion, goes up to 3, that's really when you much rather have the Colossus on your side. We see the first Colossus is in production, and Ben, Bischu has a small worker advantage as well. It's not massive, but it's 4 workers.
Yeah, everything's sort of going his way. On the overall supply tab, we see that MC is ever so slightly ahead. But that's because he's got a little bit more army out on the map. He's got that second Immortal out. He's got the
oh, wow, Bischu, that's sloppy. Bischu, that was a free observer. He did not pick it up. He could have just blinked 1 Stalker to the low ground and then get the final shots up. I am actually very surprised, Ben, that he lets this go. I would even sacrifice 1 Stalker for an Observer, as silly as that sounds, because the Observer is cheaper. But when your opponent is only on 1 Robo, that's precious building time. Precious!
MC out on the map right now, controlling the Zelnaga towers, just making sure that Bischu isn't maneuvering around doing anything fishy. Has MC seen the Robo Bay?
I don't think he did. I don't think he ever really entered. He did see it. So
Okay.
I guess that's why that Observer was almost going to fall. Bischu lost his Observer, Ben, a little bit quicker on the other side of the map. He's going to fly out with his own Observer right now. Incredibly risky. He's most likely going to lose it.
Yo, definitely.
No, wow. MC's not moving his Observer.
Oh, wow. So small mistakes on both sides, I guess.
You know what it is, Ben? It's great.
That's a good word for it, Kev. Second Colossus about to pop out for Bischu. First Colossus about to pop out for MC.
I mean, right now, Ben, it doesn't really matter how much of a fantastic player MC really is. If they both just macro up right now and they're just chrono boosting out Colossus, there's really not something magical that MC is going to make or can make happen, because he's MC. This is going to be a very tough defense for MC. The 3 Immortals, the positioning of those Immortals is going to be absolutely crucial. But this is going to be tough, whether you're MC or not.
Maybe nothing magical that he can do, Kev, but mechanically, Bischu did make a couple small mistakes, missing a couple pylons for a little while, and allowing MC to obviously not catch up in the Colossus count, but it was a lot of time that MC was producing Colossi that Bischu was not. So as small things like that take place, these gaps become smaller and smaller.
Bischu is working off double Robo right now, though, Ben, as MC is on 1 Robo, 6 gates. He is adding a Forge. I believe that's his first Forge. Yes, it is. So Bischu is a little bit quicker with his +1 as well. MC is up to 2 Colossus right now, though, but if he waits too long, Bischu is going to have an overwhelming amount of Colossus. And if this goes for 2 minutes more, Ben, I'm really loving Bischu's position.
So far, so good at least, as he just takes out these rocks in the back of his third base, or the back of his natural, as perhaps he is preparing to take a third base. In terms see, Kevin, I'm really sort of hung up on these 3 immortals that MC has made. Bischu has made a single immortal.
Yes.
And I know that you say, okay, when the Colossus count gets to here, it's really better to have Colossi, but these 3 immortals are still going to absorb a ton of damage, and they can still deal a ton of damage, right?
Yes and no. The thing that I'm most worried about, Ben, is charge. As long as there is not, like, those immortals, they become really good if the army goes to another phase. Like, PvP became really complicated. It's really not, okay, from 130 supply on you make a bunch of Colossus. It doesn't work like that anymore. There are phases where immortals rock Colossus, there are phases where Colossus rock immortals, and then later on there is a phase where you want to have some immortals again. But I feel that Bischu is probably going to have so many Colossus that he's going to melt the Zealots of MC, so that his Zealots can swarm around the Immortals of MC, and then I feel that the Immortals are not going to be crucial, unless MC on his hand get enough Colossus out again to melt the Zealots of Bischu. I know this probably makes no sense to the viewer at home, but everyone who plays PvP will perhaps sort of relate to the things I say right now.
In other words, it all comes down to controlling what units are able to engage.
Yeah, it's very weird how in a certain phase of the game units absolutely rock, then they get less good, then they can rock again, and then they become useless.
And then eventually the only thing that matters, Void Rays.
You know that like a lot of people do this in PvP. If like they feel the other guy's not scouting, they hide 3 Stargates and suddenly go for like 15 Void Rays, which, silly as it sounds, I lost against it a couple of times because I was like,
Bischu and MC building 2 pylons right next to each other.
StarCraft is love, not war.
Yeah, star-crossed lovers right here. They said we can't be together, but I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
No, my father's here.
It doesn't matter if you're red or yellow. I will always love you.
Forever.
Don't give up on me. Dad, how could you do that to me?
You killed my son. I will kill your daughter.
And that was my firstborn.
Ladies and gentlemen, StarCraft, Romeo and Juliet.
Man, Bischu is heading out right now. It's 8 Colossus, 1 Archon, 1 Immortal against 5 Colossus, 1 Archon, 3 Immortal. The 11 Blink Stalkers are going to be quite crucial as well, because you could potentially get a nice position with them as well. Even though Stalkers are definitely not great in a fight like this, if you can protect them a little bit and then blink on a Colossus when the Zealot count is lowering or dropping lower by quite a bit.
How important is it that MC is the defending player here?
Pretty damn important. Yes, no, very important. This is a beautiful concave by MC. But it's not over yet. I still like Bischu's army a little bit more, Ben. Upgrade-wise, it's 1-0 against 1-0.
Zealots and Archon's going to come around through the right. Bischu is able to isolate a couple of Colossi very quickly, but a few of his other Colossi attacking pylons. Really hates pylons. But Bischu's Colossus count so high, MC's going to have to make some magic happen. Zealots do swarm through, but there's nothing now covering Bischu's Colossi.
Yeah, Bischu needs a warp in, Ben. He really needs a warp in. Look at the Immortals right now. The Immortals.
He's got some Archons coming up from the bottom. This looks so close. MC's supply is dropping rapidly.
Yes, MC is going to lose most of his Colossus. 2 Colossus remain. MC is trying to micro. It's not going to be enough. Supply-wise, it's so close. But 4 Colossus, that's too much to warp in a couple of Zealots. Oh, the Zealots from Bischu take out the last Colossus.
And Colossi are fighting pylons right now. That feels like it couldn't possibly be the best choice. 2 more Colossi pop out from MC. They're up in his natural right now. This third base looks like it's probably going to fall. More warp-ins from Bischu as he pushes his warping Archon, or morphing Archons.
MC's doing that pretty smart though. He's not like losing more than he should, but I don't think it's going to be enough. If MC gets up to 4 Colossus, maybe he can make a miracle happen, but he can't fight right now. If he loses one of these Colossus, it's going to be absolutely over.
Tense moments here as MC is forced all the way up his ramp back into the main base. Bischu, what is going on right now?
Army supply, Ben, it's so close. It's going to be 47. And it's going to be high ground advantage for MC. Bischu can still lose this game if he messes it up. Oh,
MC is trying so hard to micro effectively, keeping those Colossi alive to the very last second. Bischu's Colossi have actually taken a lot of damage.
Oh, that's a good warp in for MC. That's a very good warp in, Ben.
Oh no, Bischu might have overstepped his bounds just a little bit. Where's the warp in?
It's going to take the shortcut. The Colossus tries to take the shortcut, gets 1 hit up. Here is a warp in for Bischu. That's only 2 Zealots though.
Incredibly tense moments here. MC supply 68.
Oh, the Archons taking so much
supply
damage.
of 75 right now. Archons do fall very, very quickly.
Army supply is 29 against 30, 33 against 30 right now. Because, I mean, both players have too many probes, but Bischu has 16 probes mining off 1 mineral patch. I think he's going to bring the probes. I think this is Alfie. Is he going to bring the probes?
Looks like they're just transferring down to the natural. There is no third base for Bischu. MC has a third base, but obviously not able to mine from
MC is producing 2 more Colossus, Ben. He needs 40 seconds.
Those would be... those are the hammers,
wow,
man.
this Nexus is still alive. Yeah, it's definitely going to fall. MC is just going to let it die. MC, you're going to let it die. You don't want to fight right now. You have 2 Colossus in production.
He's going to push out anyway.
That's so
he
risky.
Feels confident enough to go for it.
Wow, this is so tense. So tense. I'm sure that Bischu thought that this game was won already, and Ben, I thought so too, until I saw these 2 Colossus that MC saved. Every other Protoss player in the world would have tried to save those remaining units and rally in the Colossus and try to make a final stand. MC stayed calm, and because of that, he's still in the game right now.
Down in supply, but ahead in army supply.
And Ben ahead in upgrades. 2-0 right now. It was not ready during the fight, but it is ready right now against 1-0 for Bischu.
And Bischu is, he's going to try to expand now. This could actually be a very critical mistake, as that's 400 minerals that he does not have invested in Zealots or Archons or Colossi.
One little Zealot. Look at this.
That's the Lost Viking right there,
No, this is the Stealth Assassin Zealot. I am a Dark Templar, I am a Dark Templar. I can become anything I want to be.
As the Colossi of MC marching forward. He has such
3,
superior Colossus numbers.
It's going to be 6 against 5 now, though. But he still has the upgrade advantage. It's going to be so close.
He is going to go ahead and get a couple of shots off, doing good damage against the Colossi of Bischu. Archons are jammed up in the back. They can't do anything.
He picked off a Colossus. That's so massive. MC is he really going to do this, man?
I think he's done it, Kevin. He's got the Archons. He's got great control. Zealots, Archons, and Colossi attacking in tandem. And Bischu, who had it so much in his grasp, has no choice but to tap out.
That's why we call him the boss does, Ben, and that's why MC is one of the most successful StarCraft 2 players of all time. That's an unbelievable hold. I cannot...
MC, are you kidding me? What the hell? How in the world? Just beautiful defense from MC. Takes game number 1 off of Bischu.
I really thought he was dead. Until you pointed out he has 2 Colossus in his nature, and I'm just... like trying to wrap my head around the fact, why would you not bring those 2 Colossus down to save that base? Because MC knows on that moment he couldn't possibly save that base. And he made 2 more Colossus, so he went up to 4 as well. Then got the warp, but every Archon mattered. And yes, he was down in supply, but he also lost a lot of probes. So army-wise, it was kind of even. And on those moments, if you are Bischu and you kill the entire army band, you kill all the Colossus, and you have 4 Colossus alive, you know what you think? You think this game is over, and you're just gonna... You're just going chill mode right now. Like, oh yeah, this is the most fun moment of the game where I kill the remaining units he warps in. And then suddenly MC is like, no, not yet. That's crazy. Wow, sick play by MC.
Yeah, great play all around. Great play from Bischu as well. Can't write him off there, but
not
MC
at all.
was just...
I mean, I like the fact that Bischu stayed on 2 bases. He had quicker Colossus. He went double robo quicker. Then I really feel if you make a timing with double robo against a player who goes 3 base, that's your moment to hit. And that's the moment he wanted to hit. And he was so close to making it.
He's going to have another chance. Our next map is going to be Cloud Kingdom. That last game brought to you guys by Cooler Master. Their full line of peripherals and cases is available at coolermaster-usa.com. Go head over there, check them out right now. We're going to take a short break. MC Bischu Game 2 when we get back.